when you thought everything was over in the Labour Party, the next thing you see, bam, Apapa Lamidi shows up with a banger. Lamidi Apapa shows up with a banger when we thought he's gone and disappeared and defeated. When the Labour Party seemed to be making a headway, Lamidi Apapa just wakes up from his slumber. Somebody wake Apapa up. Maybe he's sleeping or something. He doesn't know what's going on. Wait, I beg. I know fish out. Oh. What is happening in Labour Party? Please, someone tell me what is happening in Labour Party. What is this drama I'm seeing every day? What is this drama I'm seeing in the Labour Party? What is going on? It is not a cancer, then it's a virus. Like, Lamidi Apapa has just woken up from his sleep and claiming the seat of chairmanship of Labour Party. Just like that. Lamidi Apapa, where have you been? Where have you been, sir? You woke up one day and after the judgment of Supreme Court, you now decide that you are the chairman of Labour Party. Wonder shall never end. In fact, Nigeria social media space, Nigeria politics is a season movie. You cannot get enough of it. It's a season movie, and I love watching it. I know you all love watching it too, because every day we don't know what to say. We can't get proper judgment. We can't get proper anything. You know, you don't even understand what the laws are saying. Our laws now I don't even understand that you can't even get a court judgment that is direct and clear. What is hard for a Supreme Court judge to directly judge a matter than causing this confusion? You brought the matter to you, Supreme Court. You just judge it in a way that people become more confused than when they came. Lamidi Apapa, please wake up. First, let me talk about you small. Please wake up, sir. Wake up from your sleep. Wake up. Wake him up. Wake him up. In fact, I'm getting tired. I just thought Supreme Court has given judgment and now we are moving forward. Labour Party is moving forward. All of a sudden, look at where we are. We are nowhere. With what is going on now, we are nowhere. Labour Party is nowhere now. They are back even worse than where they were before. Before they had only Abure and Nanadi Usman to contend with. Now the Supreme Court has taken them back to worse scenario, because now Abure is still laying claim. Lamidi Apapa has been resurrected from the dungeons, and Usman is still laying claim. So now we have three people who are dragging the seat in Labour Party as regards when it was two before the Supreme Court judgment. So has the Supreme Court judgment been helpful or has it been counterproductive? Supreme Court, High Court, Appeal Court, judges, lawyers, make una try. No be Tinubu be our problem now. No fee read case, study, understand the mood of Nigerians, solve something. When you talk of justice, when you talk of court case, it is so that there will be a solution. When people come to court, it's for solution. To determine who is the substantive person here or there. It's not for more problem. Let me not go forward on that. Let me just talk about Apapa, Lamidi Apapa, because this man just came up the other day from nowhere and now he's on the news everywhere claiming to be the chairman of Labour Party. Some people are waving him away. Some are saying, Oga, go back to your sleep. Go back to where you're coming from. We don't want to see you here. Some are saying, Oga, did you drink something? Oga, are they using you? Is other parties, somebody in the high power in Abuja, are they started manipulating you again to cause problem? Let me tell you people, hump and clear. Listen to Apapa's argument before you say anything. Listen to Apapa's argument. Apapa made an argument. He is saying that since the court has dismissed Abure as the substantive chairman on the Supreme Court, has dismissed Abure, that the party cannot be left in a vacuum. The party cannot be left without a leader. And by right, the deputy national chairman, the most senior among the deputy national chairman, that will rise to occupy that seat on a transitional role, pending when a new convention is held.
Article 14.
Article 14. What exactly does it say?
It's talking about if the national chairman of the party, for whatever reasons at all, is unable to perform his role as a chairman, the deputy chairman of the party takes over. It's automatic. I don't have to derive authority from anybody because the constitution has allowed me to do that. That's the function of a deputy national chairman.
That is his argument. And if you ask me, his argument makes sense. His argument makes big sense. Oh. So I'm telling you, don't rule that man away. His argument makes sense. Because if Abure was kicked out of that party by the Supreme Court, which Abure has even said that is not what Supreme Court said. Abure is even saying, no, they never chased me away. I'm still the chairman. But let me assume, because we said that Abure was kicked out, and that is what the Supreme Court said to me. Because the Supreme Court set aside the judgment, that means it is reversing the junior court on the judgment it gave on that matter. And the junior court said Abure is the chairman. Supreme Court has set aside that judgment. That means Abure is not the chairman. Simple. He has a right to claim what he's not. And I'm telling you, if he goes around saying he's a chairman, I consider that even impersonation. You know, a contempt of court order. And the police could look into that matter. But you cannot throw away Apapa's claim. Apapa has more claim as chairman as it stands now than Abure. Lamidi Apapa, I repeat, has a substantial, strong claim to chairmanship of Labour Party than Abure has. In fact, I will tell you, Lamidi Apapa, with the argument he made, has equal claim to the party than like Nnamdi Usman, because two of them came up as a result of trying to steady the party at a critical period in time. Usman's faction with Peter Obi and Oti's faction, they brought up this Save Our Soul chairmanship on Nnamdi Usman to save the party from crisis, because there was lack of leadership crisis at that moment, because Abure's tenure has expired. Now Apapa is saying, I am also coming in to save the party now that Supreme Court has said that Abure is not the chairman. So are we going to reverse back to when Abure was not the chairman? Or are we going to reverse back to when the Supreme Court said Abure was not the chairman? That may be the solution to this problem. When did Abure stop being the chairman? Did Abure stop being the chairman when human beings said it? Or when the court said it? Remember, we cannot judge a matter. The court will say everything remains permanent until I judge. That means the chairman still remains the chairman until I judge. Since the appeal court declared Abure as, chairman, then the Obi went to court. Abure was still performing his duties as chairman. The INEC was still receiving Abure as chairman. So Abure was chairman until the day Supreme Court gave a judgment against Abure. That may be that the Nnamdi Usman committee was not functioning, was not legal. Because you cannot have two parallel parties at the same time, except you cannot have two parallel chairmen at the same time, except it's a faction. So yes, it's possible Abure was chairman till the last day of the judgment of Supreme Court. If that is so, and he lost his position on the day of Supreme Court judgment, Apapa has a big case. He has a case, so. Because now, if Abure is not the chairman on that day, the deputy takes over. That is Apapa's take. So you cannot say that it's Ogogoro that is talking. No. You can't say it's Ogogoro that is talking. He even quoted section 14 of their constitution. Do you understand? So this whole drama is complicated. Obi and his group had a meeting the other day and they spoke at length on how to move the party forward. In fact, they even decided to go to INEC to submit the court judgment so that INEC could give a befitting interpretation of what the court had to say.
The INEC the leadership that is here, INEC commissioners, I can see a lot of things.
And I want to advise INEC here and now. INEC, please take a step to the Supreme Court to understand that judgment better. Gather legal counsels for interpretation so that you know the best way forward. Because right now the ball is in your court on who to receive as a chairman. It may be Who you receive next may just be the one that you approved and the Supreme Court has approved as the chairman of Labour Party. Please, INEC, save our democracy. Don't let Labour Party to die because of one or two political reasons. It's not good for democracy. It's always good for our democracy to be tested by any means possible. So look at me here saying, Papa, please go back to sleep. Papa, please go back to sleep. This your waking up has caused a lot of drama, a lot of problems, a lot of confusion. In fact, you've thrown us back to a place we have not been before. So I'm just here saying my mind. This is me being on the spot. And definitely, I know all this will be resolved. It is just a power tussle. I don't know what is so sweet in all these positions, because it now shows how lucrative some of these political positions could be. And that is why Nigeria cannot, move forward easily, because there's a lot of privileges in these positions, possibly monetarily, because I don't see what a man like Papa at his age can offer physically to the party. He looks like a man who should be retiring, probably in a BOT, in a BOT position or something, but he's still struggling to be a chairman. I don't think he can cope with the stress of the job. But probably there's a lot of cash, lots of lages to throw around the position. That may be what is enticing him to keep fighting this fight. Maybe. So it's possible that the chairmanship position of any party is very lucrative. Most importantly, the one that has a governor, that has about few senators, House of Assembly members, speakers here and there. I think that party will have a lot of privileges and finances to move with. So yes, Papa is fighting for that because of the privileges there. I don't blame him. And he also has a case. So let's keep it rolling. Let's keep the story on. And hopefully I keep you updated on what next happens. Please. I hardly laugh like this, so it's very funny. It's very funny. I have been your host, Chinedu. Sign out on this video. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Till I see you next video, keep smiling, keep happy, keep having hope. One day, we will get it right. Bye-bye.